Okay, this is video number 65. This is an immediate follow-up of the previous video, and since they're so intimately connected, I'd be foolish not to go right after the main ideas here. Okay, I'm just checking that you can see properly what we're doing. Okay, so one thing, two words we didn't really mention in the last lecture. The first word, of course, is that a polynomial is just an algebraic expression. It doesn't equal anything. You remember that from 7th grade. If you don't, then you'll have to force yourself to remember these ideas. This thing here doesn't equal anything. This bits of A's and B's doesn't equal anything. Therefore, we're talking about, just like 7th grade, going back to the ideas of algebraic expressions. That will change, but for now, you should understand. Okay, so the object here is to do two of these problems. I might add another one. We'll see what the time says. And the idea is a word that you know from ELA, which is classify. They're going to give us some arbitrary, random bunch of x's here, powers, and the ideas that you're supposed to understand. And we're asked to classify it. So I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to think left to right. And I'm going to put it, and here we go with our words again, standard form. I'm going to put the terms together, and I'm going to re-explain exactly what it would look like if we wrote everything out formally. Therefore, I'll be classifying it according to the words I put up on the whiteboard before. So let's see. The first thing we have to do is see if there are any like terms. I'm doing the first guy over here. I'll just make a little arrow. Are there any like terms here? Let's see. Well, there are no 5s. There are no 4s. Oh my God. I don't see any 3 powers. So there we go. So without any hesitation, I can rewrite this guy. And I'm going to put this guy here. And if we were in class, I'd probably walk away and ask somebody why. Okay, and I'm just pausing, and then you might say, oh yeah, standard form says you go from the highest power to the lowest power, and the highest power is called the degree. That's what a good 9th grader is doing. So I put a line through these guys, and there's no x to the 3rd power, so that means it has a coefficient of 0. That was explained to you. So we just ignore it, of course. And now, after the 3 comes the 2. Oh, you got to be a little careful here, right? There's two of these terms to the power 2. Well, we explained it to you. There's a 1 here. It's just like the algebra you did in 8th grade. 3x squared plus 1x squared is 4x squared. Got it. So I can cross these out. And oh my God, there we go, x, and there's the opposite of x, that's negative x, so these guys cancel. Oh my God, the 1's left over, I'll be a little formal about it, and I'll raise it to x to the 0 power, because I want you to understand that stuff. Now I can classify it. What was originally given to us as some sort of random polynomial with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, has been reclassified. We've gone from the biggest power to the least power. There are your coefficients there. Actually, coefficients down the road become really important. And there you are, the 5, the 4, the 3 disappeared, the 2's there, and the 1 disappeared, and there's x to the 0. Explained before, I can't go any lower. If I go lower, I'm not making polynomials anymore. So what's the answer? Let's pause for a second. I'm classifying it now. This is a polynomial to the 5th degree. And that's the answer. That's the correct answer. Okay? There's nothing else we can do with this particular problem here. Now, again, I'm experimenting with this board. This seems to work nicely, but I got to dry right after. Look at that, goes right off. And then I get a little paper towel here, dry it as quick as I can. Sorry, it's the best I can figure out so far. And now we continue, and we're asked to look at this, and it's best to attack this as soon as we possibly can in math. It's A and B. So we're asked to classify this. This, by the way, this has been taken care of. You could always pause and see the answer here. Now I'm working on the second one, and I have to classify it. Well, is it an algebraic expression? Sure is. It doesn't equal anything. Is it a polynomial? Yeah. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term, this is a term. Are there any like terms here? I don't know. That's our job to classify. Okay? So here we go for the first time, seeing an example of what they really like to do in the Regents book is anybody's fair game, any letter. A and B are very distinguishable letters in the English language, so we get away with that. And now you're telling instead of one variable, which we have here, we have two variables. So again, I need to classify this. I scan over the this expression here. Can I call it that? I know it's a polynomial, and there we go. And I'll put a 1 there. Cross it out because there are no more a's to the 3. Okay? And now there's another a, but this of course is a to the 1. You have to understand that. So I guess that would go after that. Okay? And now I go to the next one over here. The a's are all gone. And oh my God, I spot some like terms. Remember, there's a 1 here. So that's going to be one thing. Oh my God, the b's are going to disappear here because this is 4b and this is negative 4b. How tricky they are. It looked like it had so many terms that it really has almost nothing. And what's left? B squared. And here, following the rules of standard form, although people could debate how interesting this would be. And by the way, there's a 1 here. I'll rewrite plus 1b squared plus 2a. And in the assignments that we're going to get as we go along, get used to a and b. And it's worth noting that this is something. So let's box the answer here. Quickly check the time. I hope we're okay. Yeah, we're doing fine with the time. And let's classify it. Well, how many terms are there? 3. That's clear to anybody. So I write it's a trinomial, sure. 3 uncombinable terms. It doesn't matter. The letters are different, and notice that the a cubed can't go with the a. So you need to begin to understand that. Okay? Coming up. Down the road. Okay? And so it's a trinomial, and so what's the highest power? Well, the highest power is 3, right? So it's a trinomial degree 3. And often when we use the word degree 3, we use cubic. Get used to that word too. So I'm going to call it a cubic trinomial, strictly following their rules, this game, like I mentioned so many times, that they play. So the first one was a polynomial to the 5th degree. Looking at it, you'd never guess. And the second one, because I crossed everybody out, you forgot to cross this guy out, is a cubic trinomial. So I'm going to let you think about that. I hope a lot of you are watching what I'm doing here, and let you think about, especially the second example. And again, I'll box because kids have told me they put everything and pause it. It's a good idea. That's one lousy advantage that you have here that you don't have in class. So there you go. And I'll do another one where we'll classify 2 problems, and then we'll turn these into homeworks, okay? All right.